It is open to members of the public to watch online, and we are joined this evening by Councillor Paul Kohler in the audience as well. As I mentioned, this is a special meeting of the Cabinet to consider one substantive item on housing delivery as part of our important agenda on unlocking the provision of genuinely affordable housing in the borough. As such, we will not need item 4, the exclusion of the public, which is listed on agenda. But first, I just wanted to start by mentioning the terrible tragedy at Galpins Road and the tragic death of Sahara Salman. I'm sure I speak for everyone here when I say that all our thoughts remain with her family, friends, and indeed all the residents of Galpins Road affected by this incident. And I know that we will want to pay a mark of respect formally at our next council meeting. Now, turning to the agenda, are there any apologies? So that's none received. Any declarations of pecuniary interest? Nope. Okay, so we move to the only item on the agenda, the housing delivery report, and I'll start by asking Councillor Christie to introduce the item.
Thank you, Leader. I'll be brief, as I know Councillor Judge is going to make some comments as well. So this special Cabinet meeting has been called because we are taking the urgent and necessary steps to deliver affordable housing here in Merton, as you say. Colleagues will be aware the Council owns a number of sites within the borough that have previously been designated as suitable for housing. 4 of those sites were granted planning permission in July 2020. However, since that time, there have been various policy changes centred around sustainability and updates to building regulations, which mean that the detailed technical drawings and specifications for the sites need to be updated before any development can begin. The recommendations A to C on the report authorise the transfer of £100,000 from the Corporate Contingency Fund to the Environment and Regeneration team, so that architects, design teams and consultants can be re-engaged in order to update the plans to get the sites ready so that we can start building affordable homes on them. Because of the strong financial management of recent administrations, we're in a position to act now to ensure that new homes can be built as speedily as practical. Therefore, I'm happy to propose the report and recommendations A to C tonight. And Councillor Judge may want to come in as well.
Councillor Judge, do you wish to speak?
Thank you, Leader. Clearly, we face a housing crisis in Merton, as in London as a whole. We have in Merton more than 9,500 people on the housing waiting list. That's 9,500 people who don't have decent, affordable homes, aren't able to feel the security and the pleasure that comes with having your own home. Now, this is a crisis that won't be solved easily, but in Merton, we can do our utmost to address it. And we do have land that belongs to the council that's surplus to our service requirements. And we have these 4 sites that Councillor Christie mentioned that were granted planning permission 2 years ago. And by this report now, apart from the formal resolutions, we are informally resolving to ensure those schemes are built out with urgency for 93 homes on the basis of the latest energy and environmental standards, and to be used for genuinely affordable housing. Now, whatever procurement route we take, whether we build the homes ourselves or in partnership with a housing association, there is first necessary architectural work to be done, which will cost, we estimate, about £300,000. Which is the proposed transfer from the corporate contingency. And it will enable further work to be done in respect of the latest building regulations, in respect of our environmental ambitions of our emerging local plan, and to bring 2 of the sites up to full architectural drawing standards. There is an urgency about it because of grant funding requirements and also because of housing need. So we need to move ahead with as much speed as we can, whilst taking a proper and appropriate approach to risk, which we have done. So what this report is all about is the start of a new housing programme in Merton. I believe it's one that can achieve good quality, low carbon housing, which is well designed and decent homes for those for whom it's intended, and is also housing that is fit for the future. It's future-proofed. The urgency is why we've asked for this special meeting, and I'm very grateful for Cabinet members and officers for making themselves available for this meeting now. I believe this will help to serve the significant housing needs for residents in this borough. It's what they deserve, and it's what we should be doing, and I commend the report. Thank you, Leader.
Thank you, Councillor Judge. And before I bring in colleagues for questions and statements, and in the absence of the Interim Director of Environment and Regen, we're joined by the Head of Future, Merton, and just wondered if there was anything you'd like to add to the report. No.
So thank you, but I'll answer questions if that's
all right. Perfect. Thank you very much. So are there any comments or statements from colleagues? No. Okay, nobody has indicated. So as a Cabinet, we are asked to agree recommendations A to C. Recommendation A is that the Cabinet note the options appraisal work currently underway to deliver genuinely affordable housing on council-owned sites. Recommendation B, the Cabinet agree to transfer £300,000 from the corporate contingency to environment and regeneration to update the approved plans for 4 council-owned sites, bringing them up to current building regulations and sustainability standards prior to development for affordable housing. And recommendation C is that delegated authority be given the Director of Environment and Regeneration in consultation with the Cabinet members for Finance and Corporate Services and Housing and Sustainable Development to approve the award of contract post-approval by Procurement Board. A recommendation A to C agreed? Agreed. Okay, thank you very much. And
agreed.